And that is me. I'm back to you, our general evaluator.
Thank you very much, our time. And of course, we're going to be enamored by the meetings, the speeches this evening. So finally, I have our quiz master in the person of Toastmaster Kafayat Ajibike Oshodi. Are you on call? Toastmaster Kafayat? Our VP is Toastmaster Kafayat on call.
Trying to go through those online. I believe she is, by the way, she is. Kindly turn on your video, please, if you can. Kafayat.
Okay, I think
Yeah,
she's here.
sorry about that. I was
Yes.
trying to unmute myself. So thank you very much for inviting me to this meeting, Merit Toastmasters Club. I'm the listening evaluator. And what I'll be doing this for my role is to make sure that we're listening to everything that goes on during the meeting. Toastmasters is a talking club, but we all know part of talking is to be a good listener. So I'll be listening to all of the segments and bringing out some questions, after which I would ask some questions to show that we have all followed this interesting meeting. I'm enamored to be here, and thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you very much, our quiz master. So there you have it, Toastmasters and guests. I and my team, we're going to be demonstrating another form of love, which I told you, that is giving feedback. And at the later part of the meeting, we will be back to comment where we did well and profile recommendations and areas we could improve upon. So with that, over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
And I believe I was enamored by our general evaluator. Please let us give her, even if it's a virtual round of applause, our Toastmaster, beautiful, delectable general evaluator for today, Toastmaster Khadija Zakari. And we've heard how mellifluous the way she spoke. And so quite swiftly, we'll be moving to a beautiful segment that we call Table Topics. And I'm sure if you've ever been enamored by somebody, for those who are falling in love before, you realize that there's a way in which we speak when it comes to love. Love is patient, love is kind, love is considerate. But I'm going to allow the next role player to give us more insight as we move to the table topic segment. Now, who is going to share this segment? This is one delectable, elegant, ebullient, distinguished Toastmaster. She's a past president of this club. She's also past president of Tutors and Trainers Toastmasters. She's in the business of medical devices. And her favorite quote, ladies and gentlemen, is knowledge is power. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and guests, please let's welcome to the virtual lectern, distinguished Toastmaster Rasheedat Saliu Bello. Rasheedat Saliu Bello, the virtual lectern is yours.
Madam President, Dr. Love, thank you so much. Always a pleasure to be in Mary Toastmasters Club meeting, and I dare say any other Toastmasters Club meeting. Okay, today I'm your table topics master. If you are new to Toastmasters Club, you probably wonder, what is this all about? A table topic session is where we learn to speak extemporaneously, where we learn to speak off the cuff, where we learn to speak when we are not prepared to speak, because that actually is the reality. And how are you going to be doing this? I ask a very simple question, love related for today, and all you need to do is attempt to answer that question in 2 minutes. However, not less than 1 minute, or else will be disqualified from being voted for. As a matter of fact, we are going to be voting for whoever, in our opinion, is the best of the speakers. And let me let you know that there are only 3 opportunities that you'll be having today to claim that title of the best table topic speaker. After speaking for 2 minutes, you have the privilege of 30 seconds to round off, such that you will not be disqualified from being voted for. Now we have known all the rules for this, my table topic session. Let's start right away. Just 3 questions. Just 3 questions for 3 lucky speakers. And that'll be all. So where do we start from? Do we have a volunteer, or you want me to actually pick on somebody? Anyone? I'm struggling to see the lucky number 1. Hello, is anybody saying anything there? Can anybody see anybody? Okay, so that leaves me with the opportunity
Raising my
to
hand.
bring somebody on. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call on, 23 people here. And I have, Toastmaster Nwabi Arakwe. Please, let's give him a round of applause. Honestly, there's something about him. I'm glad he's taking this first bit. Hello, Toastmaster Nwabi Arakwe. Let's see your lovely face. And let's hear your beautiful voice. I mean your baritone voice. Hello, where are thou? Hello. Is anybody able to fetch him? He's already enamored with love for today, for everything here, and I don't seem to be able to find him. Toastmaster Wabiorako, are you still there? Okay. Since I'm unable to fetch him, may I then call on Toastmaster Toby Adeuja. Yes, I remember you're all about love. I remember very well. Toastmaster Toby Adeuja, would you like to take on this first slot? That's your lucky slot for today. Toastmaster Toby Adeuja, where are you? Is anybody able to see Toastmaster Toby Adeuja? Okay, lost in transit as well. Okay, now this third person would not be Toastmaster Victoria. Oh, no, let me take Toastmaster Ayobami. We've been hearing your voice today, and I'm not about to hear your voice again. So sorry about that. Let me take Toastmaster Victoria Shomade. Ma'am, it's your lucky slot.
Excuse me.
Okay, please.
Thank you.
Where is she? Where is she? Somebody able to? I'd like to
I'm
see her
here.
face. I'd like to see your face, and I'd like to see. Yes. We're spotlighting Toastmaster Victoria. Uh-oh. Beautiful. Oh, Toastmaster Toby came on. Okay, that's okay. So we'll take Toastmaster Victoria after Toastmaster Toby Adeuja. Toastmaster Toby, you are not going to be able to choose, as a matter of fact. Can I share my screen, please? Do I have the ability to share my screen?
I see a kindly make a
Okay,
co-host,
yes. So Toastmaster Toby Adeuja, what you are going to be answering, I'll decide. Toastmaster Adeuja, you will now be taking question number 2. Symbolically, it comes in red. Good. Thank you very much. So, Toastmaster Toby Adeuja, the number 2 that you are supposed to answer to says, I hope you are able to see my screen. If you could choose, Toastmaster Toby Adeuja, if you could choose another symbol to express that you are enamored with somebody or with something, to express love what would it be and why? Toastmaster,
Please, can
Toby Adeoja.
yes.
Can you hear me?
I didn't hear you clearly. Please, can you repeat yourself?
Okay, that's how I'm displaying it. I hope my screen is also visible. If you could choose another symbol to express love. Usually people express love with the symbol heart and then red and all of that. But if you could choose another symbol to express love, what would it be and then why? You want to choose this symbol because, well, yes, this is, for me, what will signify that I'm enamored with something or somebody or some situation or some event or some place. So what symbol or what color would you choose? What would it be that you would choose over what we all know traditionally? And why? Just 2 minutes, and that'll be all.
Okay. So I would choose a star. I would choose
Wow.
gold, the color gold, and I will tell you why. The color gold defines what is expensive, what is precious. Everybody knows what gold stands for. In the periodic table, you know where the gold in the periodic table says from AG. AG. Gold is precious, gold is expensive, gold is highly valuable. And that's what I mean by that would be a symbol what I'll express love as. You can't buy love. You can't get love from any you can't buy love. Love is golden. Love is precious. Love is beautiful. Love is it can be love is active listening. Love is I don't know if you've read this book about um the the that what love means is listening, is active listening. It can be in form of gifts, it can be in form of roses, it can be in form of acts of service. There's this book that they talked about love languages. I know we are all familiar with it. Please, is anybody familiar with the book Love Languages? Can I get uh, an answer from people? The Love Languages book. Has anybody read
Toastmaster
it?
Valentine of IEE. Toastmaster Valentine.
Yes.
It's his season.
Okay. Okay. So that book on love languages, it talks about how people express love. People express love in terms of acts of service. It could be cleaning the house. It could be cooking. It could be watering the roses. It could be watering the garden. That's a way of
Wow.
expressing love. It could be cooking. It could be cleaning. It could be helping another person wash clothes. That's an expression of love. I hope because everybody is not listening to me. I hope you're listening to me. I hope you're
That's
listening to
it.
me because
Okay.
that's what I
Thank
mean.
you so
When I
much.
read that book, it could be acts of service, it can be physical touch, it could be there are different ways of expressing love. It could be acts of service, it could be active listening. Some people are not good listeners. It could be active listening, it could be gifts, it could be exchange of gifts. Like this is Valentine's season. The 14th of February is Valentine's Day, and we'll see in Lagos and all over the world, we'll see the color red, the red decorations everywhere. You see people exchanging gifts. We'll see that a lot of chocolates will be sold out on time. We'll see that a lot of cards. I don't know if people give cards nowadays. Cards, Valentine cards will be given.
Okay.
We'll see We'll see a lot of Valentine's cards. We'll see a lot of roses too to be given out. A lot of roses, a lot of chocolates, a lot of the color red and the color gold. So for me, gold is precious, is expensive, it is highly valuable. It's what some would call expensive. For me, that is what it means by I would show the color of I would express love as gold. That is what I would express love as. And it could be even buying trainers because a lot of people like shoes, running shoes during this period. Some people will get running shoes for their wives. Some people will buy expensive clothes. Some people will get bags. It doesn't like there's the options are countless. The options are there are so many things that can be exchanged during the
Oh,
season.
dear. Sister Tabby, you are carried away. You are obviously carried away by this subject. I know you are enamored truly by the subject of love.
So
I'm being told somewhere that if I don't quickly round off, I might not be able to take more than one question more. So thank you so much. And let me hand this lectern to Toastmaster Victoria Shomade. That was a brilliant attempt at telling us an alternative to what we currently know. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Adewuja. Please, can we give her a round of applause for that nice perspective to love again? So we have Toastmaster Victoria Shomade and Toastmaster Victoria Shomade. I think you are set. Yes, you are set, you are set, you are set. I'll not be giving you the opportunity to choose. I'll be choosing for you. And now we have just another red color or so. Yeah, and now it's number 3. You have to choose. Okay, so what's our number 3 about? Number 3 says, if you were Madam President, if you were Dr. Love, what would you prescribe for a broken heart? This person was previously enamored by somebody and something, but then was left brokenhearted. So if you were Dr. Love, who incidentally is in here today, what would be your prescription for a broken heart?
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. If I were Dr. Love, what I'll prescribe for someone that has been broken-hearted, as I've said, that I'll speak to this one to calm down, to let her know that that is not the end of the world, that she needed or she needs to experience someone else. The other person might not be the ideal one for him or her. The person does not appreciate her quality or what is made of, or what she's made of. If the person does not appreciate what is a diamond, she would just think it's ordinary stone. And I'll make her to know that she could do better. She could get more people that will appreciate her, or someone's waiting somewhere to appreciate her, to love her, to cherish her, which can help her in the nearest future. And I'll make her realize that this experience is something that she could use to help someone else in the nearest future, if anyone falls into that category or anyone is going through an experience that is related. And I want to say that going through an experience is not the end of the world. There's so many disappointments out there, and what she's seeing as a disappointment could be a help in disguise, and she could go on and live a life. anything. Let her go on and relate with people. She could go on outing. She could go for other gatherings where discussions are being given on how to really manage love. Or maybe she too has not put in the best part of herself in this, so she will learn from her mistakes. And then next future, she'll be able to have a beautiful experience. But I want to say that whoever goes through that's an heartbroken experience could still experience heavenly love from people or from another person. Thank you very kindly for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Yes.
Wow, that was indeed a beautiful angle to look at it. Stay calm. If you are not appreciated, it means you are probably like the diamond that someone is not appreciating and taking for a mere stone. Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, two lovely table topic speeches there. Do we have room for one more, or are we expected to call it a day from there? Okay, if we have room for one more, then we probably want to take a guest. Do we have any guest on the call who would like to give it a shot? Is there a guest on this call who would like to give it a shot? Hello, anyone? Do we have a guest? Is anybody going to suggest a guest who is just about to give it a shot? Just one more. Kikelomo, are you a Toastmaster or a guest?
Toastmaster, ma'am.
Oh dear, not again. What about Jennifer? Jenny, Toastmaster or guest?
Hello, ma. I'm a guest. But please permit
Wow,
me
please
to
let's give
just
Jennifer
listen.
Madu a round
Oh,
of applause because she's going to take the single
oh my God.
question left and she's going to wow us. So
Oh,
now the last question is question number 2. Number 1, really. This is your question and I'm going to share it. Yeah. Let me share your question with you now. Aspiring Toastmaster Jennifer Madu. Okay. Beautiful question. Please tell us, unscripted, remember? Unscripted today. Tell us about one time you had to sacrifice love on the altar of leadership. And by that, I mean you chose leadership over love.
I don't know if you can hear me, ma, but please, ma,
Absolutely, we can hear you. We can hear you
yeah.
and say it anyhow. It's
Okay, it's my first day
unscripted.
today, so can I just be permitted to listen and observe? I don't really understand
Uh-oh.
what's going
Oh
on.
dear. You want to make me cry? Who's going to
I'm
help
sorry.
out?
I'm sorry.
Who's
Thank
going
you,
to
ma.
take this question on Margaret's behalf? Okay. We have Kike Loma Odiebo. You want to do that for her? Yes, please. Thank you very much. Well, what happened? Yeah, please go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I was,
Yeah.
since we were looking for some.
You're
Toastmaster or
muted.
guest, by the way.
Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Kike Loma Odiebo, please. We can't hear
Your mic
you.
is muted.
Good evening, everyone. So
Good evening.
I used to work as a reporter in Lagos Division, and I will tell you about one of the things that I had to sacrifice is my relationship. That's because we always meet with deadlines as journalists, And I'm happy that of mine is in there too. Her name is Adepe Akintayo. She's also a journalist and a presenter at LTV. Most times we'll go on duties, morning, evening, afternoon. You don't even hold your life or your time. And as an aspiring career person, I wanted leadership. I would say my career. And it came at the beginning, at the expense of love. Because most times I remember when I was in a relationship then, and we'll fix dating, and then duty will come. There's a breaking news I needed to cover an event, and consistently this happens. And most times he would say, I can't take this no more. It didn't matter much at that time because I wanted to build a name for myself. I want to be a future myself. Fortunately, I was occupying a leadership position, which was the state secretary of Nigeria Association of Women Journalists in Lagos. I loved what I was doing and I went for it. Now I'm a bit older. If you ask me, like dating, I know how to do it. I'm a bit older now. I'm a bit calm now. But everything I wanted to achieve in leadership, and I'm put for the opportunity. Yes, that's why I leadership overall, and I don't think I regret for it. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to share my experience. I think if I had to do it again, maybe I would do it the same way, maybe it would not be the same way. I don't know. If you were my shoes, an aspiring young lady, a professional journalism, what would you have picked? Thank you for listening to me.
Wow. 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 Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for giving
Thank you,
us
ma'am.
what I would think sounds to me more like an admonition on how to handle such situations. Catch 22. That's what I'll describe it as. Ladies and gentlemen, we have heard 3 spectacular speeches where somebody looked at a golden star instead of a red heart, and another talked about diamonds being more precious than ordinary stone if you would appreciate them. And then a third person gave us the impression that you really can balance leadership and love when the need arises. And that'll be all from me for today. We are trying to get ourselves prepared for the real life situations where we need to speak when we are not prepared for. Thank you so much for having me. Please, the timekeeper will tell us how we have done with timing, and will determine who can be voted for, who is eligible to be voted for as the best speaker. Are we going to do that? Yeah, thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Thank you very much, our table topic master. And it's indeed a great one that you gave us that experience, indeed enamored by your figure of the way you carried the section. Now, the timers report regarding the table topics and the table topic speakers. The first speaker spoke for 4 minutes, and the president of Toastmaster Toby Adeuja spoke for 4 minutes, 45 seconds. The second speaker in person of Toastmaster Victoria Shumade spoke for 3 minutes, 17 seconds. And the third speaker, Toastmaster Kikelomo Oduyebo, spoke for 2 minutes, 18 seconds. And that tells it all that we have just one person who is qualified to be voted for, and that is in the person of Toastmaster Kikelomo Oduyebo. Back to you. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Thank you. So it would appear that we have a winner by default. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having me. And I'll now be handing over control of the virtual space back to the Toastmaster of the day. Madam Toastmaster of the day, over to you.
And that was and is that the word like enamoring? So maybe we'll speak to our language if we let her to give us. But I was enamored by the way that table topic session was conducted. And what's more, what I liked more about it was the fact that those questions made us open up. They were not just surface questions. All the participants had to dig deep, look within, and give us their beautiful experiences and beautiful stories. And that's one of the things about love. We need to go be vulnerable. Excuse me, apologies. So we need to learn to be vulnerable, and that way our true selves and those who really love us for who we are will come through. And with that, I would like to call on the next role player who is going to evaluate this session. And this gentleman is a debonair gentleman, I need to say. His profile will be shared on your screen. Very charismatic speaker. I'm sure he's blushing where he is. Very dashing is Wild Toastmaster Wale Thomas, who is an experienced global HR leadership practitioner. His hobbies include meeting people, watching football, and asking and adding value to people. Now, his quote is, life is a school. The moment you stop learning, either at 10 or 100 years, is when you start dying. Of course, he has a lot of accolades, table topics division master, and of course, so there's no other better person at this time to do this evaluation because he has gone through what we call table topics, that's impromptu speaking competition, and he has risen to the top. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and guests, please let's welcome to the virtual lectern, debonair gentleman, who are going to be enamored by his presentation today, Toastmaster Wale Thomas. Are you on the call to speak the language of love?
If I may, I was reached out to some couple minutes back, and thanks to our loving internet, he tried multiple times to join in, but he couldn't due to the internet provider. On that note, would it be okay if I deliver his role?
That's fantastic. Take it away.
Thank you.
At key and time.
All right. I dare not take the accolades away from him, and more reason why I needed it to finish his profile because he deserves it. And definitely it's important that in this season of love that we always give the flower now that we all are energetic, strong, and alive. And with that being said, that was a scintillating delivery of a table topics with the use of the tool. By the way, I wrote it down somewhere. Let me see if I can still see it right there. Thank you very much. That is another knowledge added to me. Thanks to the the table topic master in the person of DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster Rashidat Salih Bello. Thank you very much. And what is that tool? Wheelsofnames.com. So if you know that you want to give some presentation later on, it's a great tool to use. She was indeed enamored by the table topic speakers. She was loving it and loving it and loving it. And I hope we're able to recouple back our time on today's section, in today's section. Now, for the first speaker in the person of Toastmaster Tobi Adewuja, thank you very much for defining that regarding the stars and the gold based on the shape and the color you would want your love to be in. And I love the simplicity of definition that you are giving, that love is this, love is that, love is kind, love is listening, love. I love that. Thank you so much. You made it very relatable when you asked us that, do we know the language of love? Like the love languages, and we're still expecting Toastmaster Valentine to answer that for us. You express love as gold, and you try to even give us the chemical symbol. Thank you so much. I commend you on that. One thing I would just want us to, or I would say you can do better, is you could just ask the question directly instead of assuming that we know. I say assumption that we all know love language, but you indeed took hold of that when you actually not give us a direct question. That makes your speech powerful in that small period of time. Thank you so much. And if you may, just as I am right now, if you can position your camera to be right, if possible, eye level, so that we don't get to be looking down on you. It helps the professional feel of your presentation. To the second speaker, thank you very much for your empathetic presence, having to let us know in case you don't have the diamond and the gold, it is still important to value the 5 talents that you've been given to or you've been given. In that, you find a way to multiply it, and maybe, just maybe, people will be enamored by the way you carry your stone, and they can hand you some gold and silver and diamond in the near future. I would say your words were encouraging enough to let anybody know that in case, just in case, I'm not trying to be sarcastic, the love is not there yet, that it is possible and they can journey through. And I will say a recommendation on that is, I don't have anything written down on that, but it's a journey of empathy for me. And it was very relatable because we all passed through that season in our life. And to this third speaker, in the person of Toastmaster Kekelomo Oduyebo, thank you very much. I see your story as one of sacrifice, which I respect. Empathy, 1000%. Having to choose at some point which you value, career over love, and which is still love in itself because you loved yourself enough to make that decision, is one of sacrifice. And I would say this is empathy and true from your heart. Whether I assume it or not, today's table topic has been one of empathy. And I would say thank you so much. And hopefully we keep up in that love. And back to you, the Toastmaster of the day, because right now I'm so enamored by today's table topic section. Back to you, table topic. Yeah, table topic. Sorry. Pardon me. I'm already losing the touch of that. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day. Trust we still have her. Toastmaster of the day in the person of Toastmaster Eben Damelda.
She's
Yes,
love
she's
struck.
back. She's
Yeah,
back.
yes, I'm awestruck. Okay, yes, the internet first of all made me awestruck, but I want
No,
us to.
and not all.
Okay, please, can you say that again, ma'am?
Yeah, love struck, not awestruck.
That was a wonderful, in fact, love struck. If I was, yes, let me use the word. I was love struck by that beautiful evaluation. TM Ayobami took us, he didn't just evaluate, he also gave his nuances, he gave expressions. He also taught us around, what love should be. And I really like that well-rounded, holistic evaluation that you give. And the fact that it was unscripted, you had to do it impromptu. That was also amazing. So please, let's give him the accolades. Let's drop a love note or two for all our speakers and the evaluator. Tema Ayobami, that was fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving quite swiftly because it's Valentine's season. And although love should not just be celebrated just on one day, should be celebrated all the time. Right. And love is shown most of the time through our actions. We can express it with our words. And as we go on, I'll be talking more about things around love. So to our next segment, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call the educational segment. If you have joined Toastmasters and you are trying to learn to become a better speaker and communicator, Toastmasters is like a school. And of course, in a school, you have exercises or activities to carry out. And that is what helps us to become better speakers and leaders. And ladies and gentlemen, we have two amazing speakers who are going to be speaking tonight around the subject area. And our first speaker is Toastmaster Abiola Akinyemi, who is on the presentation mastery, and she's on level 1, project 2. To do a proper evaluation of that speech before I introduce her properly is her evaluation
Hello? Hello?
I think the internet is a little bit shaky, but while we
Okay.
wait for her to return, permit me just for the sake of our time, or just, oh, she's off the call. All right, just for
Okay.
the sake of our time,
Mm.
permit me to introduce the evaluator of the first speaker. And who is that? So we know who is coming to give the evaluation of the first speaker. This is no other person than the Deputy Director with NAFDAC and WHO, World Health Organization, focal person for IVDs in Nigeria. He was indeed instrumental as the chairman for the Toastmaster Nigerian Conference 2.0. He's a member of the Nutrition Society of Nigeria, and he loves traveling and reading. And that is no other person. Then Toastmaster Stephen Aino. Please put your hands together as we welcome Toastmaster Stephen Aino to evaluate Toastmaster Abiola.
Yeah, Mayobami, please accept my gratitude for the warmth of your introduction. Many thanks indeed. Am I
You're welcome,
audible? I
sir.
think. All right.
Loud and
So,
clear.
and before I fly, I want to just commend my president with that touch of red. She's already in the Valentine's season, and that's quite remarkable. Well done. All right. So, our first speaker for the day, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and friends, it's none other than Toastmaster Abiola Akinyemi. Toastmaster Abiola Akinyemi will be speaking from the presentation pathway, and it's level 1, project 2. The speech objective of this speech is for the speaker to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. So the speaker has been given evaluation in the past, and she's now going to apply the corrections, and now we look at and evaluate the totality of that speech. So TM Abiola Akinyemi, please put your best foot forward and give us a speech that will enamel the entire house. Back to you, and best of luck. Back to you, my Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, our evaluator. You can also see him sporting, I don't know whether it's pink or it's a red jacket, looking very debonair and dashing indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we now introduce our first speaker of the day. Now, who is this beautiful, delectable speaker? She is Toastmaster Abiola Akinyemi. She's a food system entrepreneur, founder of Old Body, a food access platform. Like I said, on the presentation mastery level, she loves fitness, listening to music, and watching movies. Now, her favorite quote, ladies and gentlemen, is, "He who jumps into the void, owes no explanation to those who stand and watch." That's an amazing quote. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's welcome Toastmaster Abiola Akinyemi as she comes to the virtual lectern to give her speech. Toastmaster Abiola, are you on the call?
Very well.
Toastmaster Abiola, over to you.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, in one word, if you were to describe love, what would it be? I'd like, if your hands are not too busy, I'd like for you to let me know in the chat box. If you were to describe love in one word, what would that word be? I look forward to seeing words like sacrifice. I look forward to seeing words like attention. I look forward to nice words, right? But for me, love is a frequency. Love is a frequency. Love your neighbor as yourself is a phrase that we all know about. A phrase ingrained in our morals, in our daily lives. But love Love isn't just a feeling. Love is a frequency. And you may wonder, what is a frequency? It's a signal, a vibration, something that we tune into, just like a radio. We know their stations, but we do not see them. And until we tune in, we begin to hear clearly. Humans also have these frequencies, which is why when some people walk into a room, people feel calm, people feel at ease, people feel happy. When some other persons walk into the same room, people feel tension, people feel unhappy. That right there is a frequency. A lot of us, majority of us, when we hear the word love, a lot of us, including myself, we think romance, we think box of chocolates, we think red roses, Netflix and chill. We think food, for those of us that are foodies. And of course, we think Valentine's Day. I know that a lot of us are gearing up for that, and that's fine. But the type of love that I speak of this evening is different. Love is how you treat people when no one is watching. Love is how you react to provocation. It's how you choose to be kind, even when it's not convenient. Love is less of what you say and more of what you do, more of what you tolerate, the actions that you take that shape your reputation. Love is not, love is an energy that we carry, a frequency that we live in. For those on the wrong frequency, you see anger disguised as self-confidence. You see bitterness disguised as, oh, please, I'm protecting my peace. You see revenge disguised as, oh, they had it coming. That serves them right. And to think of it, this happens within our circle. People that say these things are not strangers. They are people that we know. They are me. They are you. They are all of us. But love is not vengeful. It's not naive. It's not soft. Neither is it stupid. Love is powerful, is restrained, is considerate, it is passionate, and that is strength. And to think of it, it is not the easiest frequency to live in. Because to love, you need maturity. You to love and to be in the frequency of love, you need maturity. You need emotional intelligence. You need to be healed. You need to have been healed. Because it's easier to be cold. It's easier to be sarcastic. It's easier to say that doesn't concern me. You can do whatever works for you. But to love is to be literally very strong. But the good news is, since love is a frequency, right? It means we can all tune into it. Just the same way we'll tune into Rhythm 93.7. In our homes, at our workplaces, in our neighborhood, in our relationships, marriages, friendships, even in traffic, for those of us that have road rages. Before you speak, before you respond, before you react, you take a pause and ask yourself, what would love do here? Because love is God energy, love for all things, a love essence. And maybe, just maybe, the world will be a better place if we have less opinions and more people tuned into the frequency of love. As for me, in the words of Albert Camus, my chief occupation, aside appearances, has always been to love. So this evening, I urge you, I charge you, that you tune into the frequency of love. And like I said, maybe, just maybe, the world will be a better place. Love your neighbor as yourselves. Happy Valentine's. Thank you.
Love your neighbor as yourself. That was, if you loved TM Abiola's speech, please let us drop a comment. Let us light up the chat box with emojis, yes, emoticons. That was a masterclass in itself. Toastmaster Abiola, that was, we were quite enamored, if I must say the word, by your speech. And the next speaker probably is going to be doing more of that. making us more enamored today as we continue on the language of love. And it's unscripted, really. The next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, is Toastmaster Emmanuel Oyeni, who is going to be evaluated by Toastmaster Ayobami Atolagbe. I believe our evaluator has already been introduced. And so let us welcome him back to the lectern as he tells us what his speech purpose is for today. Toastmaster Ayobami Atolagbe, our Vice President Education and Coach. Oh, is this okay? Our evaluator too. Oh, I beg your grace. I beg for your grace. Ladies and gentlemen, our second evaluator who will be evaluating Toastmaster Emmanuel Oyeni is Toastmaster Beatrice Mokunye. Now, the delectable Beatrice Mokunye is a mental wellness professional under the persuasive influence pathway, and she's at Victoria Bay Toastmasters Club. She loves exploring new places and things, reading, talking, and painting. Her favorite quote, ladies and gentlemen, is success is attracted by the person you become. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us focus on becoming. If your hands are not too busy, let's welcome Toastmaster Beatrice Mokunye to the virtual lectern. Toastmaster Beatrice, you are very welcome. Toastmaster Beatrice.
Thank you. Thank you, delectable Toastmaster of the day. It is a delight to be here. In fact, I am enamored to be evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Emmanuel Oyeni. So what is his speech all about? Okay, he's currently going to be delivering a speech on communication style. So it is expected that by the end of his speech today, we're going to learn a lot about Toastmaster Emmanuel Oyeni's communication style. Toastmaster Emmanuel, I love to tell you that you are free to break a leg in as you come on this virtual stage. Don't be afraid. We have enough first aid and we got you covered. Over to you, the Toastmaster of the day. I hope I'm inaudible. Have I been audible?
Yes, you are.
Oh, okay.
Toastmaster of the day, your mic is muted if you can hear me, ma'am. We are okay, she's back. Your mic is muted, ma'am.
All righty. Thank you so much, Beatrice Mokunye, for that. And now I would like to invite our second speaker, Toastmaster Emmanuel Oyeni. Now, who is Toastmaster Emmanuel Oyeni? Toastmaster Emmanuel Oyeni has a master's in public health. He's also a business leader at Johnson & Johnson Oncology and Immunology. He's passionate about health and volunteering. And what's more, he secured a $50,000 grant in 2023 for maternal child health project. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Toastmaster Emmanuel Oyeni to the virtual lectern as he comes to speak the language of love today. Toastmaster Emmanuel.
Hello, Toastmasters and guests. Love is a beautiful thing. But do you know what is even more beautiful? Lovers. Love on its own is abstract. We become enamored when we see people express it. Love casts spell largely through words, not careless words, words that are intentional, articulate, and thoroughly composed. When words are sweet and flows in melody, it can break even the most ardent heart. Think for a moment the last time somebody said something sweet and loving to you. Can you drop me a comment, just one word on how you felt? You felt seen, ecstatic, warm, cherished. I suspect that even now, the mere thought of that brings smile to your face. Now let me tell you about my friend Kelvin. I proudly call him master of words. He's enamored with poetic exaggeration. And when he met a lady called Rita, it's as though the well of romantic expression was unlocked inside of him. He met Rita at the airport, summoned the courage to engage her, got her contact, they started talking, asked her for a relationship, and she agreed to it. Everything seems perfect until one day in June 2025, I received a call from Kelvin. But this time his voice was unfamiliar. It was low, heavy, remorseful. He said, Rita just call things off. No way, I exclaimed. Nobody walks away from Calvin the charmer, a man so enamored with romance. He told me that earlier that day he sent her a text, and here is what the text reads. Good morning, dear Rita, queen of my heart. Each breaking day is filled with beautiful thoughts of you. Your voice is my favorite sound. Your smile, my favorite sight. Your beauty, intelligence, and kindness make me fall in love with you even more each day. I will walk across the desert for you, my love. I will climb Mount Everest. I will swim across the Atlantic Ocean to be in your loving arms. I love you to the moon and back. See you tonight, my dear Rita, if it does not rain. Romantic, isn't it? But Rita's reply was brief. She said, you can swim across the Atlantic, but rain will stop you from seeing me, Calvin. You are all talk and no action. And that was how it ended. Words are powerful. Sweet words can charm the heart. Beautiful expressions can stir emotions, but beyond words, beyond poetic promise, we long for something deeper. We long for a heart that truly cares. For love that is demonstrated and not just declared. The ancient book says, for God so loved the world that he gave. Love is sacrifice. And we've heard that over and over again. True love does not say only what is right. It lends a helping hand. It gives precious gifts. It commits to being present. It listens attentively. And guess what? It's always waiting with an open arms to give a loving embrace. I do not believe anyone will reject such holistic love. So today I leave you with this question. But beyond the love you desire, what love do you give? It's a new season. It's an opportunity to profess the love and to also demonstrate the love we profess. So I encourage you today, be the kind of love you seek. And definitely, without doubt, you will get the kind of love you desire. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Give the kind of love you want to receive, and you will definitely get it back. I don't know if you're getting as enamored as I am today by the quality of our role players and speakers. I was enamored. As somebody said, mushy, I felt heard, I felt seen. I'm going to wait for his evaluator to give us his evaluation, but I was enamored. I don't know about you. If you do, or if you did feel anything, please give him a love note in the comment section. Let him feel enamored let him feel warm by his beautiful speech. And I believe we have come to the end of the prepared speeches segment. And now I would like to call on the timer if both speakers are qualified to be voted for.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. And in simple words, I would say yes in the Toastmaster Abiola Akinyemi spoke for 5 minutes, 10 seconds. Toastmaster Emmanuel Oyeni spoke for 5 minutes, 22 seconds, and that falls within the allotted time between 5 to 7 minutes. So they are qualified to be voted for, and the pool will be coming in the next few seconds.
So while we wait for the poll to be launched on the screen, I will now invite the Chief Evaluator, Toastmaster Khadija Zakari, to chair the evaluation segment. Toastmaster Khadija Zakari, I beg your grace. The virtual lectern is yours. Maybe we should wait for the poll to be launched.
Indeed, I was enamored, but okay.
Okay, so I think Toastmaster Khadija, I don't know if it's your network or my network. I think the network today is just epileptic or erratic, for lack of a better word. And I'm not sure if it would be nice. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay, I thought, should I go ahead and call the individual evaluators?
I'm thinking we should wait a bit for the polls to be launched so that we do not influence our dear audience. We don't want to influence their voting decision at this time. Okay. Toastmaster Ayobami, you want to speak?
We are having a little technical glitch right here as a result of which I don't know right now, but to bring up the pool, we are having a technical issue right now, and I needed to just say that to avoid us losing time.
Wasting time. Okay, thank you so much. So I hand over control back to Toastmaster Khadija. Let's begin or commence the evaluation segment. Toastmaster Khadija.
Okay, thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. So let's start up with our individual evaluations. So let's call our first evaluator this evening, Toastmaster Lubenga. I know who evaluated Toastmaster. Over to you, right. Toastmaster Lubenga.
All right, many thanks indeed, Madam G. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to give it up this moment for TM Abiola Akinyemi for that very brilliant and lovely speech she has given us. I don't know about you. Okay, can you hear me? So I don't know about you, but I was completely enamored by that speech. Love is a frequency. Love is a frequency. That was a speech given to us by TM Abiola Akinyemi, and I want to thank her for the gift of that speech. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the ways to know a great speaker is through the topic of the speech. And I must say that she chose a topic that kept everyone in suspense, even myself as the evaluator, I was in suspense. Love is a frequency. You know, you begin to see a great speaker by this crafting. They're able to create a topic that brings people in substance and you know, wows the audience. That was very good indeed. I want to thank you for that. And I must say that I like your introduction. The moment you came on camera, you were well positioned and your first appearance was quite charming. It's often said that first impression matters a lot. First cut is the deepest. And I must say that you did very well. I was deeply impressed by your appearance, which was very good. So thank you for that. And of course, the speech, the way you started, your intro was fantastic. You started with those tricks in the books, one of the tricks in the book, which is by asking a question. And that really helped to arrest the audience and brought the attention to you. Everyone was glued to you all through that speech. Thank you so much for that. You schooled me, you schooled everyone in the room by going into the details of telling us what love is about. That was very, very great. I don't know whether you've been a teacher in the past, but you were able to go step by steps in a very sequential manner to tell us what love is. You told us love is sacrificial, love is about giving, love is about tolerance, love is about sharing. You gave us all those, you iterated everything, and that was very, very fantastic. Finally, you landed on where you were going about love being a frequency, and were able to now decipher what you were trying to say. One of the hallmarks of this speech for me, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that she was able to throw a balance in this speech. You know, she was at the point she said love is an energy, and that the energy could be positive or negative, and that the negative part of it is the anger part of it. And when you said that, you came across to me as somebody that is broad-minded, somebody who is versatile, and somebody that looks at the entire picture, looks at the big picture. You were not straight-jacketed, you were not monolithic in your speech. You looked at everything from an overview, and that was very, very good. Thank you so much. Only very few people can look at things from different dimensions. You dimensioned the speech in such a way that you gave it great, great balance. Thank you for that. And I must also commend your peroration, the way you ended the speech. It was a call to action. And this particular statement is one for the books. That's a speech in a million. The world will be a better place if everybody can go by love. I think this is a statement that must go in the books. This is a statement that everyone must make as a mantra. And this is a statement that all of us from this meeting must go out with and spread, not just during Valentine period, but every time. The more the love in the world is, the better the world will be. The tension in the world that we're experiencing today is because there's no love. If there's love, much of the tension in the world will be very reduced. Thank you so much. I think you need to share this speech beyond this Toastmaster meeting. What would I love you to improve upon? I could see that, yes, actually you took to corrections, to feedback in your last speech, but I think you could also do better. I like the fact that you deployed gestures very well. You were very fluid. You moved around, your hands were moving very well. But I want you to be wary of too much excessive use of the hands. At times that could really be distracting at times when you use the hands. And also your hands were clasped most of the time of the speech. Almost 80% of the speech, your hands were clasped. And when you do that, clasping of the hands in public speaking is it's a signal to butterflies in the tummy. So I like you to be wary. Let your hands be free, not claps, and not also through use of it. Minimalistic in the use of hands. Finally, I also would like to say that voice variation, you still probably need to work a bit on that. But ladies and gentlemen, it was, I end and land by saying that it was a Ghanaian author and writer by the name Ayekwe Ame that said that the beautiful ones are not yet born. I don't know whether you have read that novel in the past, but I want to tell you that tonight with this speech that Abiola has given to us, I can tell you very freely that great speeches are still out there undiscovered and yet to be shared. Thank you so much, Abiola. You have made my day, and my Valentine you have set it in motion. Thank you so much. Back to you, our G, Madam G.
Thank you very much, our evaluator, for that detailed explanation or that detailed feedback that you gave your speaker. So, next, we have the second person of Toastmaster Beatrice, who evaluated Toastmaster Emmanuel. Over to you, Toastmaster Beatrice.
Just to reiterate, Toastmaster Beatrice for the evaluation of Toastmaster Emmanuel. Is she still on the call? Toastmaster Beatrice.
She's not here. She's not on the call. Maybe she had the mention.
I'm back. Madam VP, I'm sorry, Madam President, can you hear? Am I audible?
Yes,
you're
you are.
audible.
Okay, so is
but she's
Toastmaster
not here.
Beatrice? She's not here?
She's not on the call. No. I can't see her.
Okay, so Mr. VP, how do we do about this? How do we go about the second evaluation?
I was so enamored by a speech that I wasn't noting anything down. And I would say thanks to our network provider that has made it impossible for some of the role players to really execute on their role. This incident hasn't happened in this exact way before, and I won't say I have a direct response to it. And if the speakers will take it upon to appreciate and also to forgive both I, the VP, and the network provider that based on what just happened. But since your evaluator have your evaluation form, they might not be able to give you directly right now, but definitely she'll reach out to you as detailed, also working with your evaluation form by making it notable. Possibly you can even schedule a short 15 minutes section to do that, if that would be of a great help. Thank you very much. So kindly go ahead, General Evaluator.
Madam General Evaluator, are you still on the call?
Seems the internet is everywhere today. Like for the past 7 days, actually, it has been a mess. If you're on the MTN network, I'm not publicizing for them, but that's been my experience for the past 1 week.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so
yeah.
So Tem Khadija, are you still on the call? Maybe we just keep it moving. It's unscripted anyway, so we go with the flow.
Thank you very much.
Feedback.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. VPE. And pardon us, Toastmaster Emmanuel. You'll get your role players, our functional. Yes. I'm still.
Please continue.
I'm still on the call. Oh, am I audible? Can you hear me?
Oh, there's some
yes, you're
delay.
audible, but we can't see you. But you can carry on.
Wow, she's gone.
She has dropped off. Okay, she's gone off. So I think we'll move quite swiftly because of time. And with that, we would like to move to our role players who have been, any of them on the call at the moment. So we would like to call on our language evaluator Toastmaster Elizabeth Akinfenwa to give us our evaluation of the use of the word enamored today. Toastmaster Elizabeth, are you on the call?
Yes, I am. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Good afternoon once again, everybody, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I must say that I was enamored by the use of enamored by our speakers today and our role players. So I will quickly give the report. Toastmaster Abayomi used enamored today for about 8 times. Toastmaster Khadija 2 times. Toastmaster Kafayat 1 time. Toastmaster Ebun 8 times. Toastmaster Rashidat 4 times. Toastmaster Stephen and I know. Oh, they can hear me. Okay. Toastmaster Stephen Aino, that's 3 times, and Toastmaster Beatrice 1 time. So thank you, everyone. Also, I just noted few language usage, and I will just explain that briefly. And one of it is the pronunciation of the word says, of the word S-A-Y-S. S-A-Y-S. If it is without the S, it is pronounced say with the diphthongs A. But immediately it is with the S as the present singular present tense, the pronunciation changed to says. Also, someone said highly valuable. The expression is okay, but a better word that we can use for that is invaluable, especially in the context in which she used that word, and the difference between valuable and invaluable, they are not opposite. An invaluable item does not mean something that is worthless. Rather, it means something that is so precious that price cannot go back to, we cannot put price on it, something that is priceless. So I think those are my comments for today. Thank you once again, everybody, and over to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, ebullient, eloquent language evaluator. With that, we move to our next role player, who is the accounter. And apparently her name is Lovett Baladino, who is probably also speaking the language of love today. Toastmaster Lovett, over to you.
Thank you so kindly, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. During the meeting, the crunch words were used 14 times. 14 times. TM Ayobami used the word 3 times, once, once. TM Aino used the word 4 times and once. TM Toby used the word 4 times. Thank you so kindly, and back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
TM Loveth, that was impressive. Thank you so much, our counter of the day. And with that, we go to our last role player. Who's going to be testing whether we did listen well. And that is the quiz master, Toastmaster Kafayat Ajipike Oshodi. Toastmaster Kafayat, are you on the call?
Yes, I am. I hope I can be heard and seen. Thank you very much,
oh, yes,
Toastmaster of the Day. I was enamored by the proceedings of this meeting despite the network challenges. I just have a few questions. As we all know, it's quite important that we listen. Listening and speaking goes together. So I'll just give you a few questions. What degree is our general evaluator pursuing? What degree is she pursuing at the moment? We're giving time. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Our Toastmaster of the Day gave us some attributes of love. She said love is love is. She gave us so many throughout her role as Toastmaster of the Day. If we can just name 2. She said love is kind, love is present.
Okay.
our first speech where she talks about love is a frequency. Can anybody tell us the attributes of love she gave us and how she likened frequency to the radio frequency, which was very clever? Can anybody tell us about any attributes she gave us about love?
She told
Or
us we
the
could
opposite
dial.
of love? Pardon?
She told us we could dial. Since it's a frequency, we could dial to it. We could dial to it, I think something like that.
Yeah. Can anybody else try? She said love is a frequency and she likened it to a radio.
Yeah, you can tune in. You can tune in.
Yeah, that was key. She said we could
Yeah.
tune into love. We could tune into it anywhere, whether at home, whether in the office. She also said that we could key into it at any place and at any time. And we could always build into our love and know how to love more. Okay, the last speaker also spoke about love extensively, TM Emmanuel. And he said, beyond love you desire, what is important as well, apart from love that you desire? He mentioned something about love. Love is a two-way thing. His last parting was, well, beyond love that you desire, love is what you also... Can anybody fill in the blanks? He said, beyond love which you desire, love is also something that you do, which was quite key. I.e., how do you do love? You desire love, but how are you going to do love? And those are my comments on listening today. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So thank you, listening or quiz master for today, Toastmaster Kafayat. Please let's give her a resounding round of applause. Apparently she was listening, and that is one skill of love. That's one skill of love that
We assume the internet is doing its thing again. Would it be okay if the general evaluator can take it off from there as she ought to? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, our VPE. And Madam Toastmaster of the Day has already done part of the work for me. So now to my own report. The meeting started off at exactly 4:01. And with the sergeant at arms calling the meeting to order, he introduced himself. He gave us the guidelines to observe specifically for an online meeting. I thought that was very apt, and I commend him. He went ahead to recite the Toastmasters promise. And for the first time for me, it was the capping of the promise with the Nigerian national anthem that was impressed me. I've never gone to a meeting where that has been done, but it shows it shows that we should always remember who we are and where we're from. He introduced the president in the most eloquent way, and Madam President came up with enthusiasm and excitement in her voice. She handed the mantle to herself, also as serving as the Toastmaster of the day, taking us from one point of the meeting to the next, smoothly transitioning from one segment to another. So my only recommendation not for the Toastmaster of the day in this case, for the president, was perhaps you could moving forward, especially for our guest, you could briefly explain what Toastmasters International is all about, when it was established, who it established, and what we do, so that they have a glimpse of what we're about to do during the meeting. But as Toastmaster of the day, you handled your job wonderfully well and smoothly from the beginning till the end. The general evaluator at a point came in, explained her role, and also introduced her team to explain their role, which they did wonderfully well. The table topics master, distinguished Toastmaster Rashidat, came up, introduced her session by telling us how it will go. Nicely done. And for me, I think starting the meeting with the table topics set an exciting tone for the rest of the meeting. So I thought the session was fun, it was engaging, and the questions were very relatable as they related to the theme of the meeting this evening. So moving forward, my only recommendation for the Toastmaster of the day is that perhaps you could be more audible and perhaps read the questions firmly twice so that the respondents can understand and also hear exactly what the question is all about. And moving forward, also you could also emphasize that they have 1 to 2 minutes so that they don't just talk beyond the time. So emphasizing that will remind them that they have just 1 to 2 minutes, limited time to respond. But other than that, your session added color to the meeting. Like I said, it set the tone, exciting tone for the meeting. The timer came up towards afterwards and gave us the report of how our respondents fared. And once again, Toastmaster Kikelomo, congratulations. For me, coming from from Abuja, for example, we usually don't do this. So I'm going to take this home because I think is a very good, interesting innovation, and it will spice up the meeting. So thank you much for introducing me to that. I especially like that at the end of every segment, we immediately get feedback. So that immediate get feedback, that's the whole idea of the timer coming up. So it's very important. I think I will take that home. And the timer came back wearing multiple hats this evening, giving us feedback about table topics. You did well using this CRC method. You made sure you actually use it. You commended, gave recommendation, and also concluded with another commendation. Wonderful and impressive. We smoothly transited into the educational segment. The speakers, you did well. I will not evaluate you because you had been given evaluations. Evaluators, I like that you give your speakers objective feedback, also specifically using the CRC method, even though I didn't get the second evaluator, but I got the first, and he used CRC method. That's commendable. I didn't get to hear the reports from the GAT team, but I'm sure from your roles, the explanations in the beginning, you did wonderfully well. So all in all, I think I had a wonderful time this evening. We had an interesting meeting. I was enamored by the new, your what do you call it, your agenda. It's new to me. And I hope, Mr. VP, I'm going to take it home. So next time you see a club in Abuja using that method, it was from me. So I enjoyed myself, and I'm looking forward to playing any other role in the nearest future. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
All right, thank you so much, our general evaluator. Thank you for giving us that succinct breakdown of the evaluation, which I believe I'll take back to Madam President. And thanks to our network provider, they choose to log her out, and she was able to reach back to me on WhatsApp to let me know what is happening. And with that being said, I'm going to be wearing multiple hats right now because we had to look into the flow of things when the meeting was going on, and we did not want you all to feel as if love is wicked, because we are not the musician that sang Love is Wicked, right? But we know love is great, love is understanding, love is empathetic, it has to consider others. Then we understood that you started well, and we want all it to flow as we normally have the movies. They will take us to the crescendo, and we have the last bit of it. So we did not want to break the transmission by just bringing in another educational segment. They will now have to study law from a 500 pages of book. No, we don't want to do that. So we have to go from the table topics to the prepared speech, the evaluation. And right now, I'm going to speak as the TMOD. I'm going to be inviting our educator for today to just tell us how to move around Basecamp, to let us understand how well to go over our speeches, how to get our evaluation form, how to possibly go back after delivering the speech to make sure that we actually completed the processes so that we can know that we've closed up in a particular project. And let me ask, inviting the instructor or the educator for today, the person of Toastmaster Ayobami Atolagbe. Yes, I'm here. All right, Toastmaster Ayobami, please take it away. All right, I'm here. Pardon me with the animation right there. Now, we're going to do something very fast. Let me ask this question. How many of you, if you have been in Toastmaster before 2025 or 2024, let me see your response. If you've been in Toastmaster earlier than 2024, let me see yes or one in the chat section very fast. Let's do that. I want to do it. If I can achieve this in less than 5 minutes, that would be powerful. If you've been in Toastmaster earlier than 2024, all right, I can see Toastmaster Victoria, Toastmaster Khadija Zakari, another person, one more person, just to confirm something. One more person, if you've been in Toastmaster earlier than that. Response on the chat, one or yes, any. Okay, I can see a thumbs up. Reason being, you will agree with me that the website was upgraded in the way we normally say we finished a project. Now we need to submit a lot of things. We need to put in the details of our project. We need to do this and do that. If you agree with me, just give me a thumbs up, give me an emoji, give me love sign. Today is Love Day, right? I just want to make sure that we're on the same path right now. If that is it, that the way you normally close out a part right now is different from the way it used to be, right? Let me explain mine. The first pathway I started was effective coaching, which is currently right now a legacy pathway. It is no longer taken, right? So when I crossed into persuasive influence, the way I normally close my project is totally different now. Before I can move to the next project, I have to make sure that I fill in my project name, I fill in all those details of my evaluation, everything I learned, and extra detail. And that is just to paint something in our hearts. Now, making sure I do this in the next 5 minutes. I'm going to share my screen just to give us a better view of things. And where are you? Oh, it's needing me to sign in again. All right. I will use that as a guide for us. Let me see that it is right there. Permit me. Okay, it brought me in. I didn't necessarily have to log in again, hopefully. So let me just share my screen. Now, when you go to toastmaster.org, you will see where you need to put in your login details and your email address and your password, your login details. As you can see, I joined Toastmasters August 1st, 2023. And once you log in, you have to scroll down, then you go to Basecamp. Go to Basecamp, access your learning path and tutorial. Now, I believe everybody on the call is good with that flow already. Now, this is a persuasive influence, just like every other pathway. Once you click on your active pathway, it takes you to the list of level you are and the projects you've executed. For myself, I will want to go again on Icebreaker just to explain this. I'm going to click on Icebreaker just to explain this because that is my level 1, project 1 in my second pathway. And the reason for this is that we notice that some people complain, pardon me, they give their feedback of their experience on the platform, and some will just want to understand how to do it better. And in doing that, let's say level 1, project 1, that is, let me see, yeah, level 1 is mastering fundamentals. And the project 1 of level 1, this is level 1, mastering fundamentals. But the first project, the project 1 of level 1 is Icebreaker. And when I click on Icebreaker, it breaks down Icebreaker. When I click on the first thing to do right here, it brings me here just for me to understand the general knowledge of it. And when I study it, this is what my project checklist looks like. When I click on it, it takes me to where it's detailed out what I should look out for, how many minutes is my speech, the things I should do, a guided step-by-step for me to check list on if I've truly executed it. Now, let's say, yes, I have. Then I'm going to come back here. Now, if you want to give a speech, make sure you speak with the Vice President Education for Merit Toastmaster I am Ayobami Atolagbe. You can come into my DM or just tag me in the WhatsApp group, on the WhatsApp group. But before you do that, once we've agreed that yes, you are good to go in giving your speech, next thing is to come to your evaluation form and type in Mr. What? Mr. John Doe. Possibly you are giving your speech on the 12th of February. I hope I did not murder that. All right, good. 2026. And let's say your evaluator is Donald Trump, and your speech is love. Can somebody give me a speech title there? But let me just type love don't cost a thing. Right? Now, these are the details your evaluator will need. Let me see my time, 3 minutes, 50 seconds. Will need to do what? To say that, okay, you are good to go. And I'm going to submit this to your evaluator as the VP Education so that when your evaluator comes, he knows who's given the speech. He knows how many minutes you're speaking for. He knows your speech title and all the purpose of your speech. And they can easily do that for you when they want to explain it to the participants of the meeting. And you can go ahead and print the Icebreaker project and Icebreaker speech outline worksheet. But most importantly is complete your assignment. As you can see, we have the introduction. These are learning parts and learning thing. Then I come back to complete your project. After learning everything from that project, I get to come back here and say, please add details of your speech. Don't forget, love doesn't cost 18. Love don't cost 18. You write it here. The date you give your speech, you write it here. The club, you write it here. All right, for me, it's merit. The evaluator, you write the name of the evaluator. What type of evaluation form is it that you're actually doing? You write it there. Then if there's any request description, no, then you save an email and it comes to you. And the last part of it is reflect on your learning and you can complete your project. And as it is, you are good to go. And that is it. Is there any question? I've seen something in the chat section. Okay, just to take a look at, I believe that is just a note taker. All right. And with that being said, that is the flow. Okay, those are note takers, pardon. And with that being said, that allows you to add any other thing regarding the know, the wonder, and the learning or the learn. You can add some item if need be. And through that, you'll be done with that project. Then you can move on to the next. Now, that is the same process that would be involved in the project 2, project 3, project 4, and you get to complete level 1. Then you repeat it again in level 2 and goes on and on and on. And that is 6 minutes. So with that being said, I believe we've been able to understand what it takes to come into your base camp, to go into your pathway, your active pathway, and to go into your level and to also go into the specific project, getting the evaluation form, getting everything you need regarding the project checklist, and making sure that you have the best of experience pre-project execution, during the project execution, and most importantly, to help you move to the next project. And with that being said, I will say thank you so much for listening. And I'm going to allow 1 or 2 questions before we move on. 1 or 2 questions. If you have any question, 1 or 2, now will be the best time. But so I make sure I wasn't talking to myself. Did you all understand, or did you all hear what I said?
Yes, we did.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Khadija Zachary. Any question?
Okay, so I have a question.
Please go ahead.
So when I go through a particular project, and then when I go through a particular project, and then that's the space where it's written, I know and I wonder, if I don't feel it, does it affect my completion?
No, it did not affect mine when I finished my icebreaker. So I will say it doesn't affect, but it will be requesting you to fill in all those details of your speech below: the speech title, speech date, club, evaluator, evaluation form, and request description, which I type in not applicable because I'm not requesting anything, and I save log and save an email. So
Okay. Okay, thank you.
yes, ma'am. You're welcome. Any other person? All right, I'll say that was the last question for today, if there's any. So hopefully we should have more people go do that so that they can move on to the next project. I'm not going to tackle anybody on this call, but they know themselves because they are the master of love, right? Looking at me with the love background. All right, pardon that I had to do that. And with that being said, we don't have our VP Man membership on the call for today, and that is fine. But I would love us to do something very fast before we put the meeting to a close. Kindly just turn on your camera and let's take a picture. As everybody knows that I have been the best photographer, even though it's a virtual meeting, I am the best photographer that you can ever have on a virtual meeting. So please kindly turn on your videos. It's going to be a screenshot of today's meeting via my screen. So kindly just turn it on, turn it on. You will never know. A miracle can happen that because of this, somebody might give you 1 billion naira. All right. Don't worry, it's not billion Zimbabwe dollars, 1 billion naira. I can see Toastmaster Abiola looking at like, oh man, that would be a good investment in my startup. All right, Toastmaster Steven, Toastmaster Margaret, Toastmaster Toby, Toastmaster, and those are AIs. Toastmaster Bingpi and Toastmaster. Okay, that's your second divide. All right, please, everybody say cheese. All right, thank you very much. That is a season of love, and I'll say it has been a great one. With that being said, without having our VPM on the call, permit me to put back the heart of the president with our permission. Today is a great one. Today is a great experience, but love is not just a day. Love is not just a week. Love is not just a month, nor a year. Love is every single second that counts for us to have the best of experience, either as a single person, as a married, as a youth, as a old. The most important thing is being able to express it in the best way possible with whoever is beside you, with whatever you're doing, wherever you are, making sure the love counts for everyone. And with that, I would say thank you so much to all of our role players. Thank you so much to all of our participants. Thank you so much for all our guests and friends of Merit Toastmasters Club. And I believe we will surely have the best of experience. And with no further ado, I will say this meeting has been adjourned to the 26th, which is going to be our evaluation and international speed contest. If you're excited, let me see your emojis pop up right there. I'm going to say that again. Adjourned to the
And it is
26th.
seconded by me.
All right, thank you very much for seconding that, as it has been adjourned to the 26th of February 2026. Thank you so much for a great
Bye.
experience, and I'll say bye, everyone. Have a great one for joining us for today's love. Share love, share happiness, share the best of your experience. Have a great one. I love you all, and bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
So bye.
Bye.
And thank you for having me.
Thank you for showing up
Thank
for
you for
us.
coming. Thank you for coming. We appreciate you.
Yeah, that was
appreciate
very
you.
impressive, honestly. Very impressive.
Yeah, we have to do something with our network providers. Like they can be so
It's
funny.